Salam to Dr. Zuliana. I'm Yisheng, who would like to propose to you the development of transgenic rice crop in Malaysia. Rice is a staple food for Malaysian and defining features of our culture as a part of Asian members. Actually, rice is the second most important crop in the world after the wheat, with Asian being the largest producer and consumer. Malaysians consume the grain daily, either as cooked rice or in the form of rice flour. Thus, it is considered as a strategic crop that ensures political stability and economic growth for many countries, including Malaysia. Malaysia do produce our own rice, where the main rice production areas located at Mada, Northern Penang and Perak, and also Barat Laut, Selangor. According to published data, the total domestic rice production has been increasing in the past few years as a result of increasing farm yield. In year 2016, Malaysia rice production has reached 2.6 million metric tons. However, the increasing national consumption offset the increase in total rice production. Due to this, the nation's SSL, or we call it self-sufficient level, fluctuated between 60 to 80% since the 2000s. Malaysia also ranked among the lowest for SSL in Southeast Asia region that grow rice crop. Indeed, the National Agro-Food Policy of Malaysia has also highlighted that the local rice production should be increased to ensure the country's demand in the future. Currently, our nation is facing a long-term problem, which is the challenge from the extreme climate. Since the agriculture relies on the climate cycles and the weather patterns, climate change is expected to affect the productivity of the rice crop. For instance, a 4% increase in the temperature will increase the probability of the damaging rice crop due to hot spells by 27 to 46%. If the hot and dry weather in Malaysia is prolonged, it is expected that our nation's rice production will be reducing in the future. Rapidly warming climate can cause the heat stress, which is defined as an increase in temperature above the threshold level for a certain period that causes irreversible damage to the growth and development of plants. The developmental stages in the rice include vegetative, reproductive, and also grain filling stage. Under hot conditions, heat stress is frequently associated with disturbed physiological and metabolic processes of the rice plant cells, accumulation of the ROS, and also the photosynthesis damage. To counter the effect of the heat stress, we can focus on the protein DREB2, aka dehydration responsive element binding protein 2, in the drought stress pathway originated from the sorghum plant. In the pathway, DREB2A gene will be transcribed and translated into DREB2A functional protein. It will then bind to the dehydration responsive element and trigger the production of the downstream proteins that enhance the tolerance of plant toward the heat stress. By this, the plant will acquire the thermotolerance ability. The DREB2 gene can be transferred into the nucleus of the plant cell to enhance its ability in withstanding the climate heat. The DREB2 transcription factor gene from the sorghum can be identified and cloned in the binary vectors together with a stress-inducible promoter. Then, these gene constructs are being transferred into a rice through agrobacterium-mediated transformation. Under heat stress condition, the DREB2 gene will be upregulated in the rice plant, producing dehydration responsive proteins that protect the rice plant from the metabolic and also the physiological disturbance. During drought, which potentially will fall on May until September every year, our rice production can be maintained. Besides, after adopting the transgenic rice crop, the growing period of the rice can be increased and be more flexible, with less effect coming from the dry season. The increase in the total population is expected for the upcoming years. This means that, as a whole, the national consumption of rice is increasing. By adopting the transgenic DREB2 rice crop, we can ensure the stable supply of the rice for domestic consumption. In line with the NAP, we wish to increase the SSL and maintain the status of rice as an important staple food for Malaysia. Thank you.